Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Inna Maximovskaya. I am a graduate of the Swiss International Institute Lausanne. I studied in the master's program in international relations, and today I would like to share my impressions and show you the documents I recently received. The very first one is the diploma. It looks like this, quite solid, with high quality printing. I am satisfied. In addition to the diploma, I also received a certificate, a European style certificate with all the seals and signatures. I should also mention the fact that the diploma was apostilled. You could see this on the document itself, which is also very important. And the last point, my program included receiving a Russian-style certificate. This is what it looks like, a certificate of advanced training. And that was also quite a nice bonus. Now let's move directly to the learning process itself. I understand that this is very important. This is not my first training course and not even my second, so I approached the choice of university quite thoroughly, and the main priority for me was flexibility in the educational process. SIIL conducts training using the flipped learning method, that is, a flipped classroom. And what exactly is this flipped classroom? First of all, students can study the information presented by the instructors in text or video format on their own at any convenient time from any device, be it a computer, tablet, or laptop. A mobile application has been specially created for these purposes. And of course, this makes the process as easy as possible because I believe that choosing the right teaching methodology is the key to success. And since I previously studied in an in-person program, I have something to compare it with. First of all, students who are left to their own devices, yes, they have more freedom. They can combine their studies with work, personal life, moving, or other, yes, major life events. And this absolutely does not affect the learning process itself or the statistics. My program lasted for a year and a half. That was the set time frame. I could have finished much faster. If, for example, I had studied every day, if I didn't have a job, I could have theoretically finished this program in a year. Everything depends entirely on you, on your eagerness, on your motivation, how often you log into the site, complete all the assignments, and so on and so forth. Let's look at the learning process itself using one specific discipline as an example. For example, international law or globalization. The very first thing you will encounter is studying the materials in text or video format. After studying, after familiarizing yourself with all the lectures, comes the second stage. The second stage is taking tests. The test is not easy, consisting of about 80 questions. To solve it, you need to spend quite a lot of time and effort. The third stage involves writing a study guide. A study guide is a mini course paper, a summary of all the most important points, consisting of 20 questions with mandatory review by the instructor. And the final stage also involves a defense. The defense of this discipline, that is answering questions based on the study guide, if everything goes well, if the instructor is convinced that you have mastered the discipline and possess this knowledge, then you move on to the next discipline. But I should also mention that you can study in any order you like. That is, you can study the first discipline and the last discipline within the academic semester. You can study all of this in 1 month, or you can stretch it out as recommended, yes, over 6 months. My learning process took about a year and a half. I wasn't in a rush, and I calmly balanced it, yes, with my personal life and my work. At the end, we had a defense. The defense also took place in a remote format. I want to express my gratitude to the entire faculty because they truly created a pleasant, comfortable atmosphere for us where everyone calmly defended their thesis. Overall, I would genuinely like to highly recommend this university to prospective students, primarily because it is quite rare to find an institution that can consistently offer such exceptional academic and living conditions for such a remarkably affordable and competitive price point. Therefore, if you are in doubt, if you are facing a choice and are choosing between different universities, weigh all the pros and cons carefully, and perhaps you will settle on this very option. Thank you all. Goodbye.